She was my best friend, my confidant, the person who knew every secret I never dared to tell anyone else. We grew up side by side, laughed together, dreamed together, planned our futures as if we'd always walk the same path. I thought we were unbreakable, but I was wrong. While I saw a sister, she saw a rival. I had the life she wanted, a loving family, a promising career, and a man who adored me. Instead of celebrating with me, she let envy consume her. It started subtly. She mimicked my words, my clothes, my habits, and lingered too long around my boyfriend. I brushed it off, too trusting to see the pattern forming. Betrayal didn't happen overnight. It was calculated. She whispered lies to the right people, twisted truths into poison. One day, my boss called me in, eyes cold. "There's evidence you've been leaking company information." I was stunned. When they showed me the proof, doctored emails, fake reports, all trails led back to me. She stood there, pretending to comfort me as I fell apart, whispering, "You'll get through this," knowing she was the one who framed me. I lost my job, my reputation. My boyfriend, the man I thought I'd marry, believed her lies. "She told me everything," he said, his voice cold. "How could you betray her like that?" That was the moment I broke. The woman I trusted most had destroyed everything I'd built. And when I confronted her, she didn't deny it. She just smiled. "You had it all," she said softly. "You never left space for anyone else to shine." She never wanted to be my friend. She wanted to be me. The world turned its back on me, but she stepped into my place perfectly. Charming, innocent, successful. She took my job, my man, my circle. I disappeared quietly, the villain in a story she wrote. But losing everything was the greatest gift life could give me. I moved cities and started from zero. It wasn't easy. Nights I cried until my body shook. Mornings I couldn't get out of bed. But pain builds focus. I studied harder, learned from every failure, and started my own business. I poured my heartbreak into creation. At first it was small, just me, a laptop, and a dream. But within a year, it grew. I learned to lead, to fight, to trust myself again. My name reappeared in places she never could reach. Industry articles, business panels, interviews. People started saying my name with respect again. I didn't chase revenge. I chased success. And it was sweeter than I imagined. I redecorated my apartment, curated my social media, and built a network that respected my work rather than my associations. I became the woman everyone envied, but no one could manipulate. I learned to walk into a room and command it without raising my voice, to smile at strangers while they wondered how I carried such confidence. Each step I took was deliberate, proof I was no longer a victim. The turning point came when my company was invited to a high-profile corporate gala. I was the keynote speaker. As I stepped onto the stage, wearing the kind of power she could only pretend to have, I saw her, sitting in the crowd beside my ex. They looked smaller, duller. The glow they once had fed off me, and without it, they were shadows. Our eyes met. Her smile faltered. And for a moment, I saw fear. Not because I'd hurt her, but because she realized I didn't need to. I was already everything she tried to steal. I gave my speech with calm, deliberate grace. Every word was a message. "Sometimes losing everything isn't the end," I said. "It's the moment you finally begin to build what's truly yours." The audience applauded, unaware of the story behind my words. But she knew. She understood every syllable. After the event, she approached me. Her tone was light, forced. "You've done well for yourself," she said. I smiled. "No," I replied. "I've done better." She hesitated, tried to apologize, not out of guilt, but because she could sense the power had shifted. I let her speak. And when she finished, I simply said, "You didn't destroy me. You just taught me who I was." Then I walked away. I didn't need her to regret. Her regret was written in her eyes. Over the next few months, my company overtook the firm she worked for. Investors who once ignored me came knocking. The world that believed her lies now praised my strength. My reputation, once shattered, shone brighter than ever. I traveled for business, met brilliant minds, expanded into areas she couldn't dream of. Nights were filled with meetings and new challenges. Mornings were mine to savor. No longer did I wake with the weight of betrayal. Every step forward was proof of resilience. Even in personal life, I flourished. I rebuilt my circle with people who valued me, who respected my mind as much as my heart. Friendships formed from authenticity, love from understanding. I learned to trust again, slowly, cautiously, but with hope. The past no longer haunted me. It fueled me. One evening, as I overlooked the city skyline from my office, I thought of her, the woman who tried to steal my life, my happiness, my future. Where was she now? Still trying, I assumed, still grasping at illusions she could never earn on her own. She had stolen what she could, but she never realized my true strength was in me, my mind, my heart, my will to rise despite betrayal. Sometimes I imagined her looking up at the empire I had built, seeing the accolades, the respect, the power I earned, whispering the words she couldn't admit aloud. She had underestimated me. She thought my fall was permanent, that her triumph was complete. But she was wrong. The best revenge isn't to destroy those who hurt you. It's to flourish in ways they never can, to live a life proving their cruelty only made you stronger. I embodied that truth. Every decision, every strategy, every smile was proof she didn't steal my life. She only gave me the reason to build a better one. I met someone new around this time. A man who saw me for who I truly was, not for the life I once had, or the scars I bore. He wasn't flashy or loud. He didn't compete for attention or test my patience. He was calm, steady, the kind of man who understood that strength and beauty coexist with vulnerability. With him, I learned that love can be steady, respectful, rewarding. He didn't try to fix me. He just valued me. For the first time in years, I felt whole. Every time I walked into my office, every contract, every presentation, I remembered the woman who had betrayed me. I didn't hate her. I didn't fear her. She had been the spark that ignited my fire. Without her treachery, I might never have realized my potential. Months later, I received a message from an unknown number. Her name flashed on the screen. "I miss you," it said. "I wish things were different." I didn't reply. The woman I had become didn't dwell on the past. She built the present and shaped the future. Every word she wrote reminded me of what I survived, achieved, and how unstoppable I had become. The skyline stretched endlessly before me as I stood on the balcony, city lights sparkling like diamonds. I thought of everything I lost and everything I gained. She thought she could steal my life. She thought she had won. But in reality, she had handed me the opportunity to rise higher, to become stronger, to define my destiny. My empire stood as a monument to resilience, intelligence, and relentless determination. Now, when I look in the mirror, I see a woman transformed. The girl who once cried over betrayal is gone. In her place stands someone fierce, beautiful, unstoppable. Someone who doesn't just survive life's storms, she dominates them. I am no longer defined by loss, heartbreak, or the cruelty of someone I once loved. I am defined by my power, my choices, and the empire I built from nothing. And that is the greatest revenge of all. Not destruction, not spite, not humiliation, but the quiet, unshakable truth that she could never take the one thing that really mattered. Me.